Well, y'all, you can barely see me at the moment, but we are sitting essentially atop of a city. My oh my, is it so pretty? I'm feeling incredible, thinking about dreams, whatever's coming to my mind, and I'm preaching to Celine over here about what she should do with her life. Yo, what's your dream? You want to be a screenwriter? You want to go out to LA? What are you thinking of?
What am I thinking of right now?
Yeah, like what are you thinking about when it comes to your ideal life? What does that look like?
My ideal life would be,
Let me make sure I'm close enough.
yeah,
Your ideal life would be what?
my ideal life would be working a job that I love, which right now happens to be screenwriting. Have a family. I know I definitely want a family, like I want a husband and children, because I'm not a loner. Yeah. Nothing, not trying to, get down on loners or anything. That's just not me.
Since we were in COVID, yo, everybody felt like a loner.
Exactly.
We all have the same identity at this point. We're like, oh, we went through that phase. We couldn't talk to hardly anybody.
Yeah, and just be healthy, happy, keep myself fit, in shape, eat healthy. Those are like the three main things. Like be happy with my job, have a good family, friends, and be healthy.
Do you envision yourself like out in some giant city, like writing for an exclusive film, some like Spielberg level cinema? Yeah, you're shaking. Yeah,
I think so.
Head nod for sure. Now, do you believe you can get there?
I hope so.
What do you think it would take to get there?
It's going to take a really good script that is going to catch the eye of a producer, and hopefully they'll give me a shot. Because producers go through thousands of scripts a day, and most of them are pretty shitty, so it's got to be something pretty good. Yeah, because there's a lot of like shitty writers who are trying to make it. It's got to be something really good to catch their eye.
She told me she's been working on this script for a year now. It's halfway there. We're almost at the climax of the story. I've been told, and I've actually experienced this myself from like writing out various random adventures in my head. The climax and making sure it has a good ending is the hardest part every single time I write. And it's been a while since I've actually written a story. But for you, is that the case?
Yes, it is definitely very hard to conclude the story. I think it's very easy to start one, and then like you get to about the halfway point and you're like, dang, like I really have to de-escalate the climax and end it in a way that's satisfying. I think character development is also hard because you want the characters to be realistic but still interesting, because sometimes real people are boring, so you kind of want to strike that happy medium between fiction and reality. I think that's one of the harder parts of writing a movie.
So essentially being fake is not all bad.
Yeah.
I was thinking about, I actually showed Celine this luxurious place you could live in Thailand for almost pennies on the dollar. But regardless of where you live, if you were able to have all of your basic bills covered and just solely focus on screenwriting and even other projects you find interesting, and you don't have to just do this alone. You can have Zoom calls with fellow passionate writers as well. You guys could collab on projects. If all of your basic bills were covered, do you think that'd be something you would do full time? And how long would you go until you were like, all right, I'll transition to something new maybe?
I would definitely take that opportunity, and I'd go until I stopped loving it.
That's a damn good response. I was not expecting that. That's the strike of true passion. Going till you stop loving it. Having the ego or the humility to drop your ego and say, yo, this ain't me anymore. Like, that could happen with YouTube, y'all. If I drop this after like 3,000 videos or something crazy, then that's it. So what? It's like the ability to be nothing, right? Like not having any identity that you have to upkeep. And what's exciting too is Celine actually just got admitted to a PT program. You got admitted already, right? So this girl is very smart. She got admitted to a PT program all the way out there in the UK. She done got herself a flat and 2 roommates. And she's just gonna be living it up, y'all. Studying hard as hell, but we all know what studying becomes when you live in the UK. It kind of becomes a mix of drinking and reading and writing at the same time. Just, we can't practice on patients. Well, you might have to cope with some of their crap. You get a lot of old farts that come through the clinic. You're just like, oh, have you been doing your exercises? My what? Oh, yeah. What are they again? And they have this walker, and you're just like, look, you don't need that walker, or the doctor misprescribed. Look, just take that walker off, do these bands, exercises, you'll be good to go. And it's literally like, 20 minutes of their day, and they're just like so comfortable with the walker, they don't change their lives, and like, God, you're gonna have to put up with that crap. But you have a big heart. That's what I'm guessing, like, is the reason you have a big heart, therefore you want to help people out. Is that what drew you to physical therapy?
It was that, and also a bit more selfish reason. The salary's pretty decent.
Yo,
for the amount of years you have to
stacking
study.
up that bread, bro.
It's not the 4 years that medical school requires, so I was like, it's a little easier than medical school. So, yeah.
I was a pre-med, so I relate. Were you knocking the door of being a doctor, and then you pivoted?
No, I never wanted to be a doctor. I knew I didn't want to do the 4 years, residency, fellowship. You only start working when you're 30. I was like, no.
If there's anyone watching this that's outside of the U.S., or even if you're in the U.S., yo, being a doctor here is misery. Not misery, excuse me. The process to get there, though, I think, would you agree it's like unanimous? Getting to be a doctor is, the process is awful.
It's hell, it's debt.
It's debt, it's hellacious hours. You have doctors that are operating on people with like 2 hours of sleep.
Yep. Because you have those 16-hour shifts. I forgot what they're called.
Illegal in most countries. Yeah, we like to think that we're doing things well over here, and yeah, we have some dope medicines and good practices, and we are well ranked among the world. However, I don't think physician suicide is a joke, and we can clearly see there's statistically. Oh my God, you imagine you get all the way to 35, 40, you thought you were chasing the right thing the whole time, and then you're just like, yo, there's 100 hours of this and it's never ending. And insurance is getting more complicated to deal with. I actually don't know what the outlook of doctors are. But anyway, we're off topic at this point. Yeah, actually, I'd like to interview some doctors, see what they're all about. Yo, good idea. So, you would go to do you stop loving it for screenwriting, PT. You're gonna do that. Just gonna fully send it, y'all. And there was another question I wanted to ask you. One last thing. Oh, I'm blanking. What is the one thing that you would say you've learned that impacted you the most at your time in college?
Wow, that's hard. I need to think.
Or a set amount of them. There could be a few, there could be 10.
guess, I know this is very cheesy, but live in the present. As time flies. I think this is very important. I think a lot of people think that friendships just come, that you'll just click with someone and everything, you'll hit it off. And yeah, sometimes it's like that. Sometimes you just click with a person and you've got a lifelong friend, but friendships are also work. There are people that I know we didn't click right away, and it took like trying from my side, trying from their side, and eventually we were able to build a really strong friendship. But you just got to keep trying. Sometimes you'll try to be friends with someone and they won't reciprocate, and you can't let that get you down. Just move on to the next person, and just keep going at it and be open-minded, because it's worth it, because you'll find the right friends and the right significant other or whatever you're looking for.
You called me out right there with the first one, live in the present. I'm already fantasizing about this lifestyle I'm gonna have with the YouTube and all this. Everyone's gonna watch, like there's gonna be so many people that wanna watch my content. It's gonna be so invigorating and inspiring. And I have no idea. The passion's there, but the actual, like, let's just enjoy the present, yeah? Because look where we're at.
Yeah.
How freaking amazing is this? This didn't exist just 100 years ago. This wasn't even a possibility.
100 years ago was the 1920s.
And how much did it cost us between this drink and parking?
$20.
Less than 20 bucks. Oh gosh. It's an incredible thing, y'all. Gratitude has been the hardest thing for me. It's been so difficult, and it still is. And like Celine said, living in the present, that's how I've seen attaining it. Seeing what's in front of me and knowing, wow, this is actually much better, far better than a lot of other humans have had it. And things, as long as we stay the right course, if you will, with humanity, I think everything is just going to maximally improve. Like, this is a stepping stone. This whole concept of one rooftop bar in town, it becomes the standard. And like, it's not just that it's a rooftop bar, like, cool, right? The idea being, though, someone decided, yep, I'm gonna make this happen, because this was added on. I was talking to a guy that was like, yeah, I mentioned this to you. He said this place was added on. Someone figured out you can add on a rooftop bar onto an already 16-story building, and they made their dream a reality.
Think of the engineer.
Yeah, the engineer who crafted this whole building, bro. Like, I have no way of doing that. I can figure it out maybe, but I took calc. Did you take calc already?
I didn't have to take calc.
You never took calc?
I had to take trig.
Oh, okay. Did you like it, or was it like hell?
It was hell.
Some people's minds are. That's the thing with the school system. That's what I want to wrap up with. Like, the school system, I believe, is just inefficient to the extent that you're forced to take trig. It gets you to think in a certain way. That's good, I suppose, right? However, I don't actually know. We've had this system for so long. It's got to be doing something, I suppose.
I mean, it's good for like creating cogs. Which like it or not, we need. We do need like regular people to keep the world, moving forward.
The regular people,
yeah,
the ones that don't follow their dreams.
Not everybody can be a celebrity or superstar, or
Yeah.
otherwise stuff wouldn't get done.
It's actually insane too, because there are so many subjective definitions of regular people too. They probably see us as like regular people, like following their dreams and doing all this crazy stuff to achieve it. And in their minds, they're the ones that are fulfilling their dream of, some people love math. It's all so subjective. I think we ascribe the meaning to things, like, oh, this is my dream. To someone else, it's not even on their radar. So we think it's so inachievable, but then someone who's, say, an engineer, right, the opposite of a screenwriter, I would say, unless they love to do it on the side, then they're probably not going to... Man, where was I going with that? I lost my train of thought, bro. They're probably not going to think it's that difficult. Oh, you just do this, this, and this. But we attach an emotion to it, and I think getting over the emotion, like that fear of failure, is probably the biggest thing in the world. Anyway, y'all, gratitude and presence, that's the closeout.